Rita's doctor. How come you won't be doing the operation?
Dr. Remick is a specialist. I'll be assisting him, however.
You sure he's top drawer?
Eddie, we've got to trust Dr. Rossi.
I'd trust him or I wouldn't be asking. I'm too old a handicapper not to want to know the odds.
Well, the odds are very much in her favor. It's important, however, that she goes into this with confidence.
And with faith in her doctors.
And more important than that, with faith in her family, as a family. Now, you two are going to have to make her believe she'll have both parents when she comes out of the hospital. You're going to have to sell her on that, whatever your personal feelings.
She wants to see you. Ada?
Oh, it's all right for you to stay. Rita might need you.
Well, we can always call. This is kind of, personal.
Don't be too long.
Come on, honey.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. I was afraid you'd gone.
Oh, not a chance. I'm sticking around. Maybe a lot longer than you think. Huh, Ada?
Yeah, sure.
Well, are you going to tell her you want me to?
Well, it's no big mystery. Eddie and I just decided that you needed both of us, so why not be friends?
Friends? Oh, would you get that? That's not what she told me out there.
What did you say, Mom?
Well, she said sometimes it takes something like this to make you see what's really important and what isn't.
That's right, honey. You're the most important thing in the world to both of us.
And then she went on to admit that a woman alone is no bag of cherries. So I'm willing to put my pride in my pocket. I'll take you back if you'll have me. But being the same old Ada, she had more conditions than a dog has fleas, you know, like easy on the beer, no gambling or tall stories, you know, no keeping bad company or eyeing a pretty leg.
And what did you say to all this?
Well, I said, sure, fine, you know, if you just give me 2 conditions of my own. No bad-mouthing us for our plans to race Rita II, and full rights to spoil my grandson as much as I please.
Get him. Your father can't tell anything without laying it on. But we are going to try.
And we're both just stubborn enough to make it, huh? What she doesn't know is that I'm planning to get her to sell the tavern and buy a little place out in the country where we can raise horses and grandchildren.
Can't you just see me as the farmer's wife?
Yeah, in blue jeans. You still got the figure for her, baby.
Sounds great.
Well, I guess time's up.
Sorry.
So you just take care of yourself, and after you're over the operation, we'll all have some wonderful times together. And that's a promise.
I'm calling this one to win. And I'm betting everything I've got on it.
We better go.
Dad? Have you talked to Norman?
Oh, yeah, he's fine.
That's your reward for not splashing your back all over. Come on. Who is it?
Eli.
Oh, come in.
Jill.
I can see your mustache out of the corner of my eye, and it's going up and down, just like a yo-yo. it stops, I know you're not going to say what you want to say.
Girl, I've got a right to speak my mind.
Why not?
I know it's your business, but I've got a right to speak because you work at my place and we both live here in the boarding house and you're a member of the human race. Young lady, don't you ever think about going home?
Oh, the lecture.
That's right, it's the lecture.
Don't mind me.
I can't figure you out.
Do you have to figure me out?
Don't you miss your parents?
Sure, I miss my parents.
Then why don't you go back?
Do you think Allison misses her parents?
Why, of course she does.
Well, then why doesn't she come home?
I don't know, because I don't know why she left.
Well, it's not something you do for a lark. Must have been because she couldn't face it here. I left because my parents would have done a backflip off the church steeple if I'd have told them about the baby. It's easier to cut and run than stay and watch them foul things up.
Well, Allison's reasons were different.
Pregnancy's as good a reason as any.
Oh, well, not for Allison.
Do you think Kelly looks like me?
Not particularly. Maybe she resembles her father.
She's blonde. Who does Matthew look like?
I don't know. I guess both sides of the family.
What about Allison? Does he look like her?
Matthew's too young to tell.
Could have been rough on Allison.
If what?
Knowing her mother was going to have a baby if she...
If she...
Well, I'm just trying to put myself in her place.
Maybe you don't belong there.
Well, if I knew I were pregnant and my mother were going to have a baby at the same time, I'd put as much space as I could between us.
Well, you're not Allison. And Allison wasn't going to have a baby.
My mistake.
Just because it happened to you doesn't mean it happened to her. You have everything all figured out, don't you? You know how she felt, what she did, and why she did it. You know, it's funny, I'm her mother, and yet you know her better than I do. You have a marvelous facility for understanding her and interpreting her and defending her. Now, why always so sure about Allison? Why so sure about a girl you never even met?
Did I say I never met her? Anybody else out there? You might as well come in now.
Do you know Allison? Have you met her?
Mrs. Carson, I have an appointment.
Where did you meet her? When?
I'm going to be late.
Tell me.
Connie.
Tell me.
Connie.
I want to know.
You forced this.
You tell me what you know about Allison. Come back here. You're not going to leave this room until you tell me.
Don't you talk to me that way. You're not my mother. And as you said, I'm not Allison.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Pregnant, non-pregnant, pregnant, non-pregnant. Really, I've got a mill to run.
What do you know about your son Rodney's relationship with Allison?
You sound like my mother. You're all alike. She's an authority on everything, too. And she's a rotten mother.
She was fine. Suddenly she began having contractions.
Take her to surgery.